enlightenment is the ending of both physical and mental transformation, called Dukkhata by the Buddha. Therefore, in Buddha's language, enlightenment is called Dukkha Nirodha, ending of dukkha, the transformation, both physical and mental. This ending, perfect ending, get manifested in two stages. In the first stage called Nibbana, mental transformations comes to an end. That means the attainment of the supreme bliss mentally, ending all transformations. For example, ending all mental tensions and suffering. That is why it is referred to as the ending of suffering. Dukkha is also translated into English as dukkha, referring to the mental stage of suffering. As I mentioned, at the enlightenment, in the first stage, the mental suffering comes to an end. At the last stage, the second stage called Parinibbana, even the physical suffering comes to an end. Physical suffering means Buddha referred to physical sufferings called dukkha, jati pi dukkha, jara pi dukkha, vyadi pi dukkha, maranam pi dukkha. That means suffering by birth, suffering by old age, suffering by sickness, suffering by death. The death can come to an end when the cause of death comes to an end. We die because we are born. Therefore, Buddha found out ending of death means really the ending of birth. That is why no one is said to be reborn after enlightenment, after Parinibbana. And this stage, at the beginning I said, is called Nibbana. Ni means no, Bana means bondage. Cessation of all mental bondages. Here the bondage means attachment to things. Not only attachment, even detachment. Attachment and resentment. Liking and disliking. They are mental bondages. The word bana refers to a bondage. Nibbana means the absence of bondage. Therefore, in the stage of enlightenment, one becomes free of attachment called raga, resentment called dosa, and the cause of attachment and resentment called ignorance of the reality of things. Even the word enlightenment means the dispelling of the darkness of ignorance. Ignorance is called Moha. Not knowing the reality, we get attached to things and we resent things. That's called Moha. In this respect, enlightenment means the ending of rebirth. That is why in the Buddha's language, the disciples who got enlightened by following the instructions of the Buddha come back to the Buddha and inform him. It happens in number of discourses recorded in the Tripitaka. They don't say, we have got enlightened. They don't say we have attained Nibbana. They say, khina jati. Or Buddha, we are not going to be reborn again. This birth is also a result of a cause. Everything in this universe is a result of a cause. Modern science deals with cause and effects. Modern science has realized everything is the result of a cause. Therefore, even the birth is the cause, is the result of a cause. We are born to live. We want to live because we want to enjoy life. We are interested in pleasures of living. In fact, the sensory pleasures. And therefore, Buddha said, we are born because of our inborn desire. That is referred to as Tanha, meaning verbally, literally, thirst. Sanskrit word is Trishna, meaning thirst. Buddha used this word in the form of Tanha to mean the mental thirst. The mind is thirsty for pleasure. Pleasure that can be enjoyed through sense organs, eye, ear, nose, etc. Pleasure for the sensory organs. Therefore, the root cause of all our mental suffering, Buddha referred to as Tanha. It is the cause, Dukkha-Samudaya, the birth of suffering, called Dukkhata. Although Dukkhata is referred to in English as suffering, it is not only suffering. Its actual nature is dushana, dukkha, degeneration. Degeneration means transformation. Whatever that is generated is subject to degeneration. And that degeneration is called decay. And it comes to an end with the death. But doomed to be reborn again, to begin the process of transformation called Dukkhata. Enlightenment means the ending of this transformation called Dukkhata. As I mentioned earlier, it happens in two stages. First stage is called Nibbana, the ending of mental transformation or mental suffering. And the last stage is called Parinibbana, the ending or cessation or the extinction of all physical suffering. That means we are no more born again to continue this process of suffering in this world. And that technique of ending both mental and physical suffering is called enlightenment. And Buddha referred to it as Dukkha Nirodha. And for 45 years after enlightenment, he taught the world how to end suffering. the technique of ending suffering, which is referred to as Dukkha Nirodha Gamani Patipada. Technique of ending transformation, mental and physical transformation that lead to all our suffering. Therefore, enlightenment is the cessation of suffering called Dukkhata, transformation, productive of suffering forever. And we all are born with that capacity to end our mental and physical transformation that leads to all the suffering that we undergo in living.